Circuit.com and the director of the Texas Short Film Festival. We've got the Texas Short Film Festival Fall 2022 coming up very soon on October the 22nd in San Antonio, Texas, at the Slab Cinema Art House and Blue Star. And if you've never been to Blue Star, it's a great place to hang out in the evenings. And definitely you can go to options like watch an independent film, get some great food at a restaurant, stop by a jazz bar, hang out at the coffee shop. There's so many places at Blue Star, but we're going to be at Slab Cinema. We're going to be showing a whole slate of films on a Saturday night. And one of those films we're going to be talking to has been nominated for an award for the Best Dark Comedy Film Award, and that is Student Affairs Caster's Birthday. I got the whole crew here. Joey, Michael, Jack. I got all kinds of people here.
Hey, happy to be here.
Good to see you all. Congrats on the award nomination. We're excited to screen this film. And somebody give me the synopsis. What are they going to see when we walk into the theater on the 22nd? Jack.
I got this. So Student Affairs Caster's Birthday is about Caster. What a shock. Caster's just turned 21 and his friends want to celebrate, but he has no interest because every year on his birthday, he claims something goes wrong. However, his friends want to change that. They want to give him a night he'll never forget. Unfortunately, they do give him a night that he'll never forget, but it's for all the wrong reasons.
All right. Well, first question, I'm going to go around the room, but I'll stay with you on this one, Jack. Why this film? Why did you say I'm going to spend my time, effort, and energy to create this story? Is there a real caster out there? What happened?
There is somewhat a real caster, that's for sure. Funny enough, the story sprung out of a story that Mike told me once. Mike was at a bar once, and he gave the bouncer his ID. Now, Mike was 21 at the time, and the bouncer didn't believe him. But, of course, it was sorted out very quickly. I believe someone else came by and said, oh, this is real. But when Mike told me the story, I just kept coming up with the worst case scenarios of what could have happened. And we just kept making each other laugh, and it kind of grew from there.
All right, Mike, shed some light on that one. What happened?
Yeah. So I was out with a few friends, and I think I was the only one that was actually 21, and all my friends got in, no problem. And here I go and give the bouncer my ID. He looks at me, and he's just like, step aside. And I'm like, what? So I was like, well, at least I need that back because I got to drive. So, I'm yelling at this guy a little bit. I'm like, hey, I need that back. Give me ID. He's like, nah, this is a fake. This is definitely a fake. 100% a fake. He made me go get a police officer. Police officer comes over and, lucky for me, sorts it out. Obviously in the film, that's not how it goes. It goes horribly wrong. But, that's a dramatization, right? Basically, yeah, he stole he took my ID and I needed that back and I got it back.
So Joey, why tell this story? Why?
Both I was really good before, and they came to me with this idea. I was just super impressed with the world they built. The character matures that each of them were, and I think there was to be found in each one, and I was just impressed with the world. They showed me where they were going. What is just one and all in. So
gotcha.
I became a part of it.
Joe, I think you haven't. There's just a little bit of issue with the audio feed on yours. I did get those words on your answer. If by any chance you're using Safari browser, I don't know if you are. You can log out and log back in with Chrome, and we're still right here. We won't leave you. But if you could check that out, Joey. I did hear your answer though.
Got it.
Yeah. Well, no worries. Well, I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna go to the next question with Jack real quick. So Jack, from a technical perspective, just throughout this production, did you learn anything at all? I know I hear horror stories, and I'm not necessarily digging for a horror story, but talk about that for a moment.
Ooh, not necessarily horror stories, but one of the things that I think I learned on this more than anything that I think a lot of filmmakers often say is that, always be searching for creative solutions. This script was probably double, maybe even three times the size of what it was when we started. Uh, and if I'm going to be honest, COVID did have something to do with shrinking it down, but I do think if COVID didn't happen, we still probably would have had to scale back, simply because it was very ambitious from the beginning and we wanted to do all this stuff. And then me and Mike really sat down, we looked at the script during COVID and we said, okay, what can we accomplish, with these parameters? And those parameters, I think, created a much more dynamic and more enjoyable product out of it. Like before, I think it was just kind of baseline, guys write some, jokes that are okay, but this one we really nailed the characters when we really took a look at the script. And I think had we not done that deep dive into what we were really trying to tell, I don't think it would have been as good as it was.
Okay. All right. I'm going to come back to you for a second, Joey.
All good.
Oh, man.
Sound great. You sound amazing, sir.
Oh, my goodness. It's amazing what a browser switch can do.
All good, man. Well, you know what? Things happen. I had an internet issue this morning, too. Let's go back to you, Joey. I just had a question. What inspired you to create this film?
So what inspired me to create this film was simply, as I kind of stated before, it was the world that both Mike and Jack built. It was the familiarity with each character and the truth that I think all of us can relate to. I think every one of us can see a little bit of ourselves in each character, and that was always so appealing to me. And so
Cool.
I was all in, and that's why I wanted to tell this story, really, because that's where good comedy comes from. Good comedy comes from a very true place.
Yeah, for sure. And production wise, so we're now on the production question. Did you learn anything from beginning to end, just this whole process? Is there anything you learned?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I think what was the biggest thing I learned was how to work with an ensemble. This is very clearly an ensemble piece. Most short films or most things that I've worked on before are usually just one-on-one, one or two main characters, and then kind of everyone else. But because I came from a theater background as an actor, I found it really helpful to take that experience and then translate it into a directorial role. So it was always super important for me that everyone has great chemistry, that they did actually become friends in real life. You can't just make that up. So all of that was super important to me. And that was probably the biggest thing I learned, is how to work with a set of actors individually and together, instead of just one or two.
Nice. And Michael, finally with you, what was this from beginning to end? I know you wore a lot of hats, but what'd you learn from this one?
So this was my first ever film production, period. My background's in video games, so I work for video game design. This is a whole new world. There's definitely some bleed over in film to video games as production wise, and definitely learned a lot of new things about culture, production, how these things work, how fast you need to move, because it can be rapid fire pace sometimes, relations, things like that. Getting the location in the diner was huge. Creative solutions. The nightclub is actually the restaurant, just the building next to it. That we quickly, I think the original place canceled on us last minute. We had to come up with a creative solution to fix that. And it ended up working out. So it's one of those things where it's just a whole new world. And it was so exciting to take part in it.
All right. Well, I love to hear these stories, man. Even for people who may not be in the film industry, they think they just see the final product all the time. They don't really know what goes into making it.
Mhm.
And speaking of that, next, so you got a little, I'm going to ask you all about the future, but if one of you can answer, what's next for the student affairs? Like this is an episode in a series. Is there some planning that's gone on for more episodes? Is there more we can watch? I mean, somebody cover that one. What's going on next with the series?
Sure. So, Student Affairs is definitely a series that Jack and I and Joey want to continue and, refine and make the best possible story, tell the best possible and funny stories we can. Student Affairs 2 is in post-production right now, finishing up with sound design. So that should be out in probably a few months, Jack, I'd say, which is exciting. We can't wait to show it off, and Student Affairs 3 is in pre-production right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're getting the outline done, the script, and really hammering it out. We're excited. We're enthusiastic about this, so we want to continue.
All right, good stuff. Well, I know you all are not in the same state anymore, so it'd be nice to see just kind of what you're up to these days in the film industry. I'll go to you first, Jack. What do you got planned for the future?
Well, actually, right now I'm working as a PA on a TV series at the moment, which my NDA cannot let me say what it is. Sorry,
No
guys.
worries.
But what's coming up for next for me in the future is I'm expected to move to Atlanta in January with another producing partner of mine, and we are going to start our careers there. There's a lot of opportunities there. And as I kind of get my foot in the door, I'm going to be working on Student Affairs with Mike.
Nice. It's always good to be working in production. You learn so much and, take advantage of those experiences. The first time I was ever on a movie set ever in my whole life, I'm an old geezer, but in college, someone asked me to be in this military movie called Forrest Gump. And I,
Oh my goodness.
No
I
way.
was a student at the Citadel in South Carolina, and here I am on this bus, and there's Tom Hanks getting on the bus. So it was like, you never know where these things lead,
Mhm.
So, all right. So going next, let's talk about the future. Joey, what's
Yeah,
going on?
well, currently I'm working for a company called Vectorworks. I'm on their marketing team, so I get to help create stories and things for their branding. But certainly for film and creative work, there is no lack of that. I'm working with another film buddy of mine to just create more short films, writing shorts and features, and looking at getting them produced and submitting them to festivals. Of course, I'm going to be working with these guys in the future. I'd love to continue to do that. So I think there's a lot of exciting things to get my foot in the door as make movies and submit them.
All right. Good stuff. And Mike?
I am continuing with game design. Going to continue making worlds and working on my game. So excited to continue on that.
Man, that's awesome. That's a whole new world. Video games are such a great diversion, especially during COVID. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
you just follow. My dad used to tell me when I was a kid, like, I play video games and read comic books all the time. He'd tell me, boy, that stuff's never going to get you anywhere. It's like, well, was he wrong?
Yeah. You'll be surprised.
But it happens, man. Family tries to help you out the best they can. But, it sounds like you have a good team with good chemistry. You put together a fun film, just a really fun product. We can't wait to show Student Affairs. Can't wait to meet you guys at the event. Exciting times, really exciting times to have you in San Antonio. We appreciate it. I know it takes, effort and finances and time and all those things to make these trips. So we appreciate you coming down to Texas. Is there anything you guys want to add before we go, Jack?
Yes, I would, and I think all of us would love to thank the judges from the Texas Short Film Festival for our selection and our nomination. We really appreciate it. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. No other fluids besides that went into this short film, and it's just so nice to have that selection. We'd also like to thank our good friend Andy Sue, and Al Machowski, who not only is my girlfriend, but she provided some crucial locations for this project. Without both of them, this film never would have happened. I can't stress that enough. And I hope they watch this and they know that we are so grateful for their time.
All right, Michael.
Yeah, I want to thank my family at least for helping me support this. This was kind of a risk on Jack and I's part at the time to get this done, and they helped us out a lot financially on this one and set us up so that we can continue and move on and then grow this thing. So thank my parents on that one.
All right. And Joey, I don't know if we got into exactly what you're directing next. I'm sorry if I skipped out on that question, but please enlighten me now.
Oh, no, please. The next thing I'm directing is, well, there's nothing official yet, but I'm currently working on a few scripts. We'll see where they go if we get the funding. So whatever those are, that is what I'll be directing.
Nice. Well, you did a good job. Herding this many people together and trying to get all of those reactions in an ensemble from A to B to C to D. You've got all these dynamics to work with, and then set up for a whole nother shot. There's a lot of work that goes on in this, and that didn't go unnoticed by the judges. I mean, we can see, the work that went into the planning and into the effort and the energy of making this whole production happen. You did a really good job on this. I hope we do see more out of your directing in the future. And if there's anything you'd like to add, we can get out of here. Is anything else going on with you, Joey?
Not too much. I just would also like to thank these guys, the judges, and my own family, just for the encouragement and the support. And thanks to you. You've been a great interviewer. So really appreciate it and your time.
Appreciate. Thanks for the kind words, guys. This is a lot of fun, and I hope this isn't the last we see of you on the film festival circuit. And it sounds like we'll be seeing you next year, very soon. So best of luck to all of you, and good work by you and your entire team. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.
Hey, thank you.